guys, my name is Escarla. Welcome back to my channel. This is my crafty little corner of the universe where I like to document my making. Pretty much that revolves around knitting, spinning, crocheting, fiber arts related content. So if you're into that, please subscribe to the channel. I'm very excited for today's video because I'm going to learn how to Tunisian crochet for the first time ever. If you've been here before, you know that I purchased a Tunisian crochet hook set for myself, and I'm very excited to try Tunisian crocheting for the first time. I know a few things about it, not too much, and I have kind of gone down the YouTube rabbit hole of what is available. So if you don't know what Tunisian crocheting is, you are essentially crocheting but keeping your stitches on the needle. So it's a really nice hybrid between crocheting and knitting, and I feel like it will come pretty naturally to me since I already know how to do both things separately. I did spend a bit of time on YouTube trying to figure out what I wanted my first project to be, and I did kind of learn a couple of things about Tunisian crocheting. The main one being that you end up using a lot more yarn than you would even crocheting, and crocheting already eats up a lot of yarn. So I think it's not the most sustainable craft if you're trying to make your yarn go a long way, but I'm very excited to try it out. I have plenty of yarn to choose from, so that's definitely not a problem for me, but I was very unsure as to what to make my first project. I thought about doing a tote bag. I thought about just jumping in and doing a blanket. I thought about doing a sweater, but ultimately my tea's ready. I don't know if you can hear the beeping. I'm back with some tea. This is an apple cinnamon tea, which I love in the wintry season. It's quite hot. I probably shouldn't drink it, but I'm gonna go for it. That's really good. Okay, we're gonna let that cool because I'm not trying to burn myself. So yeah, I didn't know what to make my first project, and it was honestly starting to stress me out, which makes zero sense because this is supposed to be a fun kind of hobby thing. I was taking it way too seriously. So I think instead of stressing myself out, I'm just gonna crochet a few swatches and kind of just get the hang of what Tunisian crocheting is like. I think it'll be fun. And I don't really want to start with anything massive because first of all, it's gonna take forever to do. But also I have other projects that I want to focus on. So I think taking a break from everything, doing a few swatches, seeing what it is about is enough to kind of dip my little toes in the water, if you will. So we're going to do that. Let's watch some YouTube videos, see what we want to do. I'm probably going to watch like TL Yarns. God, I always mess up her channel. I think it's TL Yarn. Yeah. There's also MDL Crochet, I know is a big Tunisian channel. Those are the only two I know off the top of my head. So maybe we'll do a few swatches in this video. And yeah, we'll just have some fun. I hope that you're having a good week. It's been a little bit crazy on my end. I'm filming like multiple videos and I feel like I just got really busy with life and had to pause on some of them. And I almost didn't post this, but we're gonna do it anyway. So yeah, hope you're having a little bit of a more stress-free time than I am. Before we get into the swatcheroo time, actually, let's take you back to my past self when I unboxed this beautiful set so you can check it out for yourself as well. Not sponsored or anything, but I figured I'd do a little unboxing moment when I received it and share the excitement. Okay guys, so here's my Tunisian crochet set that I got for my birthday. I can't wait to get into this. This is exactly how it looked when I opened the box, and I haven't done a proper unboxing yet, so we're gonna get into it together. It comes with this really nice mesh bag, so let's open that up. The mesh bag is a really nice detail. It has this little like fake pleathery label on it, and it has this tag attached to it, which says Bequest Tunisian Crochet Hook Set. Contains 6 Tunisian crochet hook sizes and 2 nylon-coated stainless steel kink-free cords. We love a kink-free cord. And in the back it says, welcome to the charmed world of Lantern Moon. The case of Tunisian crochet hooks is handcrafted This item is produced in an ecologically compliant facility. I love that. Lantern Moon is a committed advocate of equal and fair market wages for all of its employees. I absolutely love that, and I love supporting a business that believes in that. So great, that's what this says. And then we have this nice little booklet, and I think this is probably just a catalog of all of their different needles and such. So ebony needles, DPNs, circular. This is my first time ever using needles from the company. I believe they're called Knit Pro. And I've got to say, their presentation's really beautiful cases. There seems to be a lot of these interchangeable sets. Oh my god, these are so cute. Sherpa accessories holder. I love this one. Ah, I have one of these. Very satisfyingly cute. Oh my god, look at all of these measuring tapes. I love them. Needle gauges, stitch markers. Wow, they literally sell everything you could possibly need. Down to bags, boxes. All right. So that's a little booklet it comes with. And here is the beautiful case. I love it. It's beautiful. Let's get into this. So we have the embroidered front. We have this kind of wood looking fabric that kind of feels like a linen. All right, so let's go ahead and zip this on open. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, stunning. I love this color. It looks very luxe and chic. Let's look at a crochet hook here. Stunning. They're really smooth. And I love the black and gold vibe we have going here. So let's get into these little compartments and see what's in here. So in here we have the cords. We have 1 and 2. So we have 2 cords. We have this little pocket in here. What lives in here? These are the wooden end caps and tightening tools. Okay, I got it open. So I guess this is the tightening tool. And then we have the wooden end caps. We've got the size L, 8 millimeters. Now, apologies for my lack of technical terms, but the hook looks really nice. It's smooth enough up top that it's not gonna like split your yarn, but it has some good hooking action down here. I do like that the metal is embossed with the size as well. So let me get you in focus. Hopefully you can see it. I can catch it, but you can see right here it says US 10 and the 6 millimeter. The actual name and size seems to be printed onto the hook, so hopefully that doesn't like fade over time, but it's nice to also have it embossed here in the metal. Yeah, here are all the hooks. This metal piece at the end does seem to twist and swivel, but it does feel very secured, and I'm assuming you would just twist this on and then use the little wooden tool to lock it in. This is very nice. I'm used to like the Chiaigu's little T-pin shaped locker. I think this is much nicer. It gives you more control. And then I'm assuming you just take the wooden bit. Let's just do it together since I'm here. Okay, so you just twist on the wooden bit here and tighten that as well. Yeah, this is awesome. I can't wait to work with this. Okay, so like I said, I did some preliminary browsing for what I wanted to work on, but I didn't really find anything that stuck. So we're just gonna search Tunisian crochet and see what comes up on YouTube. TL Yarn Crafts is like literally the channel that pops up top. Let's see. We have her shawl for beginners. It's making a weekend shawl, which sounds very promising, but we don't have a whole weekend to work on this. So I am going to see, what's this? Okay, learn Tunisian crochet in 15 minutes. I like that. Yeah, let's watch that one.
I recommend learning Tunisian crochet with either DK weight yarn or worsted weight. If you're going with DK weight yarn like I am today, a 6mm Tunisian crochet hook should work just fine. Tunisian crochet, I recommend acrylic or wool. Both have enough slip on metal, wood, or plastic hooks to keep your tension even, because we will need to work into the loops of our chain.
All right, so I should probably grab some yarn, huh? Let's go do that. All right, so I decided to go with some hand spun. This is left over from my night shift shawl, so I figured it'll be a nice way to use it up. I actually have quite a bit of yarn left over from that project, so yeah, let's go with this. It'll make my first ever Tunisian crochet experience even more special. So let's do it.
Now when making your chain, make sure you and here we have our 12 chains.
12.
And we can start with what's called our foundation row. Now, if you knit, you might be familiar with the idea of finding the next backbone, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up the loop. Next bump, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up the loop.
Okay, I started over and 5, 10, okay, now we have 12. Okay, so she said that there's the forward pass and then there's the return pass. So you do both to do one row. So this is giving like brioche and it's also giving double the time. So I guess it takes longer to Tunisian crochet, but let's keep going.
Our first step is to create a chain 1. So we're going to yarn over, bringing our yarn from the back over the top to the front of our hook. And we're going to pull through just one loop here. That chain 1 is kind of like your turning chain in traditional crochet. At the top of the stitch from the side of the stitch. Again, I can pinch the edge of the work between my fingers, rotate it to find that front vertical bar, or return pass. We'll yarn over, pull through one loop.
All right, this is pretty easy actually.
Then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2.
It's real pretty. Ooh, the back kind of looks like the reverse of a stockinette. I'm gonna get you guys closer. I think the trickiest part for me seems to be making sure I keep a loose tension. I think I'm doing all right though. The fabric apparently curls quite a bit with Tunisian crochet since you're just working on the front side. So that makes sense. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue a little bit longer than what she does in the video so that I have more of like a square, I guess, and then I'll do the bind off, which I don't know how to do. This yarn is like a good choice. So you basically work into these front section and then at the end you work into the side to have a neat edge. And then this is a chain 1 and then you chain through both. I actually took the chain off of this needle because I realized it's going to be a short swatch anyway, so it wasn't really necessary. And it kept like kind of clanging on the table, which is kind of annoying. Really nice cushy fabric. All right, so there we go. It's kind of annoying because I cut myself on an eggshell, so it's a little bit difficult to like get a good grip, but this is looking very pretty. I like it. So I'm gonna keep going and then I'll be back to do the bind off. All right, so I'm back and I'm a little more zoomed in for you. So here is my little swatcheroo. I absolutely love the fabric, but it does curl, as you can see. So that I don't love, but I'm sure there's like workarounds for that and different techniques and such. But in terms of the fabric itself. It's very, very pretty. You have these vertical lines and then little stitches in between. And the back of the work very much looks like a stockinette fabric. The back of a stockinette is just like a little bulkier. The edges are nice and neat. I am loving this. So I'm gonna watch the video now and see how to bind off.
Our work. The edges are especially important if you're going to be doing any kind under the next vertical bar, just like we have done for Tunisian simple stitch. At this point, we're going to yarn over our hook and pull through both of the loops on our hook for a slip stitch. This is called a slip stitch bind off. Now we want to keep our slip stitches relatively loose as we continue on through the rest of the row, just to make sure we don't get any bunching at the top of our work. We've done a lot to keep our tension even. Slip stitch in each front vertical bar across the work until we get to our last stitch. Knowledge of Tunisian crochet. You are well on your way to some very exciting projects.
Okay.
Now, if you're not sure where to go next, don't worry, Auntie Tony got you. I created a special 5-part playlist right here on YouTube.
Okay, so I love this. We're all set with our first little swatch. This is the basic Tunisian crochet stitch, I'm assuming, right? So I think I want to explore another stitch and see what that's like. So let's see what I find. All right, so now I've decided to do the Tunisian knit stitch, which is very interesting. It's very simple and it's very similar to what I just did, except you're going through both loops through the back and lifting. Since I know how to crochet, I feel like this is fairly simple for me. And I'm obviously making like little swatches, so it's kind of going by fairly quickly, which is nice. But the knit stitch is pretty easy. It's basically the same as what I was doing before, except you're inserting the hook a little bit differently on the front pass. Is that what it's called? The first pass? I don't know. Terminology and lingo will come with time, but I am enjoying this. So you can see it's creating a knitted looking fabric, which is very cool. Here's the back. It's very bumpy. So I'm gonna keep doing this. This hook is so nice though. It's very smooth and light, and it glides really nicely. All right, so now I'm gonna do one more. I have the 2 swatches I've finished right here. I'll show you guys at the end. And now we're gonna go on and do the diagonal lattice stitch, which is apparently a 2-row repeat. So lattice C.
First loop that's on our hook counts as our first stitch already, so we're skipping the next bunch together this time. So we're going under the next 2 loops together, and then the first one on its own. It's on their own. Okay, we're continuing that to the end of the row. Kind of offsets, so you get kind of these, I don't know, it almost looks woven to me. It almost looks woven in kind of like a vertical pattern. Since we worked in the space between our first and second stitch at the beginning of the row, we're going to skip the space between the last 2 stitches at the end of our row. We're going to work under the 2 loops on the end as normal.
Here's my finished diagonal lattice stitch. This one is much tighter. So even though I did the same amount of stitches as the other swatches, it ended up being much tighter of a swatch. So I have 3 different little swatches now. And I think I can call myself a Tunisian crochet expert. I'm just kidding. I think this is a really good start. I really love just the basic Tunisian stitch. There's the knit one, but I gotta say, I don't love how thick the fabric is. The back of the work creates these like borderline garter stitch look in the back. You can see when I stretch it out that it's quite high, so the fabric is much denser. The basic stitch feels like really good. And then the lattice stitch is very pretty. Same thing, creates a denser fabric, and it's obviously a tighter gauge. So I think this eats up a lot of yarn because of how it pulls in, but it's very beautiful. There are a lot of other stitches to explore, but I think this is a really good foundation for me to get the idea of Tunisian crochet. I don't think I was that intimidated by the prospect of doing it, but now that I've done it, I've got to say, if you know how to crochet and you know how to knit, this is like a really fun way of stitching, and I'm really excited to work on like a larger project. I think I might do a shawl. We'll see. I really don't want to cast anything else on other than like playing with little swatches like this. So we will see what we get up to in the future in my Tunisian journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video was pretty short and sweet, but it's all I had time for this week. It's been so crazy. So I'll be back next week with a vlog. I'm very excited for that one. And now I can call myself a Tunisian crocheter. I hope that wherever you are, you're having fun making and unwinding in your own special way. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Starseed Creations. I've been a little bit silent there this week because, like I said, it's been a little crazy. But yeah, you can follow me there. And I'll be back next week with another video. Thank you so much for watching.